Hi, I'm Rob. Thanks for stopping by Sound Guy Hangout. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribe. Click the little bell so you can get notified of new content. We're trying to build a little community here of just sort of hanging out and talking about sound topics. And it's a variety, as you know. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the Cakewalk interface. Now, Sonar, as you see I have open, Platinum, is Cakewalk. So BandLab, great place on the internet. Search for that. BandLab, community music, social music, if you will. And then you can get Cakewalk by BandLab. You can download that for free, and you can have this full-featured digital audio workstation. Here's a quick tour. Going to use a project that I worked on yesterday. And so let me just talk about the interface here. So when you don't have a project open, you've got this, and I'm going to talk about this control bar for a minute. You've got choices here. I just right-clicked to be able to dock it at the top or the bottom. Just right-click anywhere in the module. You can select which modules you want, whether you want tools or snap or mix, punch, performance, right? You can display as much or as little as you want. You can collapse it if you want. Here, let's get that to stop doing that. I'm going to dock it at the top again, and I'm going to expand it. Usually, when I'm working on a project, I'll keep this here, and it gives me ready access to features, right? All right, let's go ahead and open. So you will either create a new project, or you'll open a former project that you've worked on, right? They're all listed here. You can look at, and this is very important, why I'm going here, is that before you even get started, you need to go and select your driver mode. If you're using an interface like Motu Travelers or Focusrite hardware, or you've got like the board behind me, an XUS32, you need to pick your driver mode. ASIO is what we use for some of those interfaces. Or if you've got Dante going, you'll have to make sure you pick that too. Driver settings are going to be the playback and timing master. You can't have two timing masters. You have to have one. And then your devices. Here you can see I'm using the Motu hardware today, and I'm not actually even connected to the XUSB, the X32. All right, so here, let me open this, and I'm just going to give you a quick little tour of the inside of this project. So on your screen, you've got a number of different regions or areas. Here you have kind of like the track zoom. So that's the selected track, and your master output are here on the side. Here is your section that's showing your tracks. This is the track control area on the left-hand side of this window. And then here's your waveforms for all the tracks that you have. I guess I only have one track here, right? And then you've got subgroups. These are just like a group on an analog console where you can assign. Let's see. So you've got input and output controls. Here's an input. So I could choose whichever one of my many inputs I have. And then I can choose my output. And that could be any of the hardware that I need. Like if I'm going to route to a piece of outboard gear, if I have a reverb that I want to use or something like that, I can route directly out to it. Or it can be one of the subs, or you can create actually new, you can actually create buses here. This will also do surround mixing. I haven't done that because I don't have a need to. I don't make movies like that. All right, you can, in this region, you can expand this. You can make that as big or as little as you want. You can collapse. There's a drag bar here. You can collapse these sections if you're not working on that. When I'm out in the field and I'm doing like a multi-track recording or something, oftentimes I'll just sort of put this away. I'll just kind of go like that because I need to see all the tracks coming in, and I want to make sure I have the waveforms. We can minimize this as well. Your zoom controls I wanted to highlight here. You can zoom out or you can zoom in, right? And that'll do all tracks at the same time. If I had another track here like that, I can zoom out or zoom in, and it's relative to what they're at. All right, so then I can zoom in or out of the waveform, zooming in, zooming out. That's these controls right over here, right? Here's your scroll bar. There's another scroll bar here. So when we do a view, like control view, there you go. This is your multi-dock. So what I have here is this is a console view. So this is as if I had a mixer, an analog mixer, and this has 3 regions also. So I can look at my project here. I can look at my, here, let's go ahead and show that. I can look at my tracks and my track control area. I can look at my subs, my subs or my master group. And my master group output would probably be, here's the output. I would pick the output for my hardware that makes sense. That routes out to my my head, my amp and speakers, or headphone amp like I'm wearing now. And then this region here, this is the outputs. This is my hardware control for those particular outputs. I don't usually use that. I usually come over here and use like one of these devices here to control the level. But over here we have our subs, and we have our tracks. Now in a multi-track project, you've got a lot of tracks here. You can widen and narrow those. We can go ahead and narrow the strip, or we can, I think we can narrow all. Now let's go see if we can narrow all. Yeah, that's up here, strips, narrow all. Got it. So don't overlook. You've got different modules that you can display or not display. Like take for instance, here's your pan control. Take a look. Here's a pan control, right? So you can choose to display that or not, right? I just want to cover these controls really quickly because this can be helpful as you're working in a project. You can add a track, or you can add multiple tracks by using this control. And they can be instrument tracks or audio tracks, either way. This changes the cluster of controls that you see. You can have a custom cluster if you want of controls. You can have just mixed controls, just input-output focus. You can have effects bin focus. So here's where you would add effects processors, like a compressor if you wanted, right? There you go. And that's how you do that. Not to minimize this Pro channel here, you have this Pro channel, and this actually has a lot of features built into it, and you can actually add to this. I'm not going to do that right now. I have that covered in another video. Time control. If you click on that time control, right, you can change the format of that to show you absolute time or number of frames, number of samples. You've got a little metronome here you can click on, and that gets you to where you can control the metronome settings. You can get to that from the menus as well. Like if you go to edit preferences, you can come down to the metronome. Here's the project metronome. Same screen, right? It's just this is a little shortcut. Here's your time of your project. So this is the beats per minute. Here's your snap. You have an audio snap. You can either snap in time or not. Snap it. It's different than step in time. It's snap in time, right? Just a sec here. I cracked myself up. But a snap is going to snap to a measure or to a beat, and we're quarter standard quarter timing, 4/4 timing, and this will let you free range or free move it like by a sample or two if you zoom way in. Here's a record light. This sets record on and off, or you can mute all tracks. You can solo all tracks. I don't know why you'd solo all tracks. That would be kind of weird because that's not really a solo, I guess. But that would be useful if you wanted to like solo all the tracks and then maybe turn that one off or something, I guess. So at any rate, you might have to look elsewhere to get an in-depth guide for what all of the Cakewalk does. There's lots of help available. There's a help section. You can Google what you're having trouble with. You can probably find the documentation for it. Sometimes the documentation is not so clear. And then maybe we'll put a video. If you have a suggestion for a video, put that down in the comments, and we'll see if we can cover that for you, something that you wish I would have said here. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope you have a great day. Take care, and tune in, and we'll hang out.